Most effective governments on the planet are those who stay small and empower people. Stay small, empower people, people produce. Get big, give folks stuff, they get addicted. That's true. If you don't believe it, let me just show you now, then I really am done. Take it out of the government. Let's take it to your house. What changed from the days when you, many of you in this room, did not get, and some folk won't like this, but it's important, but some of you remember that you didn't get an allowance. You got an assignment. There wasn't no allowance. You better have something done when daddy comes home and mama comes home, and it ain't because you're not going to get no allowance this week, it's because you're going to take a butt whooping. You understand me? I mean a butt whooping. And it wasn't no allowance involved. It was do it or face the consequences. and so you did it. Oh yeah, you did it.
Yes, sir.
And there wasn't no ADD, wasn't no ADHD. No, I'm serious. Huh? Most of you didn't have no ADD, ADHD. What was that? It was worked out in the field. Come home, you wasn't bouncing off no walls, talking about I can't sleep all night, I'm all wired up. No, you're not all wired up. You done something. You just glad to have a bed. Thank you, Jesus. Get cured all your ADD and ADHD. And so we progressed from having a work ethic to where you were rewarded by what you did, not financially. What they would say to you is, what do you mean, what you going to get for it? A place to live, food on your table, clothes on your back, shoes on your feet. Wasn't no benefits. It was your citizen responsibility to live there. So then we progressed a little bit. And then it was, if you'll do this, I'll give you so much allowance. I'll give you an allowance for. And that's still produced to some extent, because then everybody had a certain amount that they worked for it, they got a certain allowance, so certain pay, certain wage for a certain amount. That was okay. But then it progressed to, we're going to do everything for you, and we're going to make sure that you got all of the newest equipment you need so you can stay in front of the TV, and so you can watch all the video games, so you can play everything you want to play, and so you can do everything you want to do, and have everything you want to have, and you got more clothes than you can wear, more shoes than you'll ever need, more toys than you'll ever pick up, but we want to make sure you loved and you keep up with everybody on the street. And still get paid. It's true, and still get an allowance for doing nothing. Now, I just gave you a lesson in the progression of the American government. You brought it to your house. And you've seen the fruit and results of it. And that's exactly what we're getting in our country. We started out as a society that people were all in it together for citizenship's sake. No reward to this. Government's not providing anything. We are fighting for a better country. To where it's, I'm fighting for a better country, but the government better provide me something. To where I'm not fighting for anything, I'm not doing anything, but you darn well better make sure I got everything I need, because I live in America. Snuck that one in the back door for you, but it still works. And it's proof in your own home. It's the truth. Folks, listen, people will not be productive when you reward them for being slothful. There's got to be self-initiative to be a people of action. And so I say to you, I've said to my kids, I'll pay every bill you got as long as I see you working in school and I see you busting your tail. But they'll also tell you, they call me up and talk about, I ain't got gas money to get here, get there, get whatever. What was your grades? You failing? You failing your grades? I ain't paying for you to go on no date. Now, see, people are silly. People are silly. Now, I'm trying to help you. But if we're ever going to mature, we're going to have to lose this idea that somebody owes us something. If you lazy and you ain't doing nothing, turn off the TV, get out from side to side. They kids got more electronics right now than you had in a lifetime. Electronics, I didn't even know. Now it's full departments in stores. Electronics wasn't no department in a store. You didn't have no section in a store. You had one store that sold electronics. Now every store has its own electronics department because there's so many gadgets. And we throw them out left and right. I'm thankful. My kids get made fun of and they laugh at you. And they've learned to appreciate it. They get made fun of because they have to buy their own stuff. They have to earn the right to get it. And I've had them say to me, everybody else, they don't buy, well, everybody else. So, that don't bug me one bit. I am grateful that my daddy made me buy every car I ever owned. I'm grateful he made me pay for the insurance on every car I ever owned. I'm grateful he put the gas in it. Now, my kids in college, I provide them gas money to go to college. I provide them extra funds. I provide them help. But they also, when they were working, and all of them have had jobs at some point in the time when they were working, it was their responsibility to keep themselves up. And they paid for everything that was not school related. Not because I can't, because sometimes I can't, but not because I can't, because it's a work ethic. It's a work ethic. Let me tell you this. In your house or in this country, if you'll reward folks for doing nothing, they'll be glad to do it. They'll be glad to do it. Our whole system is broke because we've missed the government of God. I don't care what form of government we use. It's never been about empowering slothfulness. And it's never been about providing something for us for doing nothing. As you probably can tell, I can do this all night long. And it's because I believe with all of my heart, my conviction is that neither side in this country is right. Both sides are flawed. We divide in lines called liberal and conservatism. We divide down lines called Democrat and Republic when there's a reason our founding fathers called it a democratic republic. It's because both were supposed to be bringing ideas together. There's supposed to be a melting pot of ideas where folks get things done. And now, in this country, we don't get anything done if we don't wear the same label. And we freeze. And we either want to punish folks too hard or reward them too loose. And somewhere, we got to rebuild a work ethic. And the work ethic doesn't begin with who governs out here. It's who governs in here. You have a great governor sitting on the table of your heart. And if you'll let him rule, you'll be the blessed and prosperous for it. Amen? Good stuff. That's God and Government, Class 4. We'll talk more next.